Welcome back to Dandy Does It. Encountering a unique problem with this. You pros probably know how to handle this no problem at all, but since I'm a layman at best, I'll show you what I'm dealing with here. And I'm about to put my piece of top sheathing right there, and as you notice, well, you might not see it too good on camera, but that roof is sloped, so I've got to account for the angle. Now over here, how I'm getting my gap between the two pieces of sheathing is I've just put in screws here, and that's going to make my gap. So I measured from the top of this screw to the bottom lip of that, and I've also got a little L bracket there I've got to account for. So anyway, I measured it and measured that to be 46 5/8, plus I'll notch it out as well. And then over on this side, I've measured it at 48 5/8 inches. Now the problem is this piece of sheathing is only 48 inches wide. So here's what I did to find my angle. I measured this side and I marked it right there. Then I came over to this side, and this board is actually 48 1/8 inches long. Look at it, 48 1/8 inches long. So that means I need an extra ½ inch. So what do? How am I going to make this line when I can't measure the ½ inch? Well, here's what I did. I'll shorten my tape measure a little bit. One moment here. Let's shorten up this tape measure. What I did is I just hung my tape measure a ½ inch off the edge here. I shortened it up so that it would sit nicer, of course. Okay, ½ inch off the edge here. Okay, you get the idea. We'll just say that's a ½ inch. I've already marked my lines. I don't really need to go crazy here. And then I ran my chalk line from my mark over here, and I ran it out to the edge of my tape measure, held it down tight against the board, and then I snapped my line. And that's how I got my line. And as far as that little L bracket there goes, I just held my tape measure up to the edge of the wood right here. This is going to be my edge. And then I just kind of eyeballed it, how far in it goes, and I came up with approximation of about 2 inches. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my saw and cut along this line and also make this little notch here. I just measured in 2 inches and just kind of eyeballed the width of it. But what about the window? Oh yeah, there's a window, huh? Well, I'm going to slap it up temporarily, and then while it's nice and pressed and firmed against there, just kind of mark it from the inside with my pencil. And a lot of guys will just, take a router or something and just zzz right around the window. I don't own a router, so I'm going to mark it from the inside, and then I'm going to just drop it back down on my table again, and I'm going to cut out the window. Let's saw some wood. And I gotta say that looks pretty good. I've got a little stuff right there. I'm gonna take a little hand saw and just kind of clean that up a little bit. Now I just need to take care of my little notch. I think I'll go the old-fashioned way and cut it by hand. Okay, not the most elegant job in the world, but it should get it done. And now I'm ready to temporarily slap this thing in place, see if it fits. That should be right. So I've got some screws in the far end and the near end and in the middle, up at the bottom and in the middle. And I need to make sure that top's gonna seat in there correctly, and it's kind of bowed out, so I need to get on a ladder and push that in and put some screws in there. It looks like it's gonna sit in there from eyeballing it, but you never know. So I got another problem though with the ladder, and I'll show you what I do. Okay, you'll notice, I don't know if you can see that, but that ground is uneven. So I've got two legs there on the lip of that concrete, and up I go. No, heck no, no way. And here's my solution. So level it up. And I've got the pressure treated wood with some bricks under it. Still leaned a little too much, so I put that 2x4 right there. And I'm only going up a couple of rungs, just enough to reach that. So I'm going to be very gentle and very careful while I do this. Let's see if I can do this on camera without killing myself. My ladder seems nice and steady. I'm testing it, making sure that it's solid. And it's in place and it fits, thankfully. So now all that's left to do before we drop it back down again is to mark out this window. And that's not real hard. Just take a pencil. Okay, well, I'm not going to cut it today. I think I'm done for this morning. I've got other things to do. But we're at a stopping point now. And I got this up. For the time being, a little more rain protection in my corner for the moment, which is fine by me. I'm starting to move some things out here, thankfully, and get it out of my side room, which I'm going to overhaul into a nicer production room. And well, that's it. Time for a break. I'll be back tomorrow at it bright and early. Dandy does it.